Christoph, let me ask you, why do you think that Truman has never come close to discovering the true nature of his world until now?
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
Movies and TV shows like The Simpsons or Star Trek have forecasted the creation of smart technology even before they were created. The Truman Show, directed by Peter Weir, introduces Truman, a typical guy who believes he lives an average and fulfilling life.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
However, he soon realizes that he is a star of a worldwide renowned TV show called The Truman Show, and that everything in his life is being manipulated. Everything is run by Christoph, the creator of the show, who uses cameras and telecommunication systems to constantly monitor and film Truman and the actors. We will delve into the impact of technology, specifically of the media, has on society through parallels of The Truman Show. Right off the bat, we see how absorbed people are with the show. Some even decide to directly take part in the show as actors or actresses. The show essentially becomes a religion-like entity. This reflects people's reliance on technology and the media to make decisions for themselves, subconsciously giving up control over their own lives and further diminishing their ability to handle reality. In many ways, we are like them, naive in our own ways, trusting whatever the media tells us. Once Truman recognizes that he is living in a made-up world, he decides to leave it. However, right as he approaches the door, he is met with resistance.
You're afraid. That's why you can't leave.
Truman's relationship with Seahaven reflects our relationship with the media. We know that most information or stories from the media are exaggerated and sometimes not factual, but we still decide to believe it anyways. And Christoph and his production crew is like the news organizations and media politicians that we hear of today. Ultimately, the movie shows the two sides that we exhibit when dealing with the media. One side is the naive, I'll believe anything that the media tells me side, and the other is, I know that the media often fabricates and exaggerates its words, so I'll be cautious side. What The Truman Show is trying to do is emphasize the importance of the latter. Like the millions of people who watch The Truman Show, we have hundreds of people who watch us. Most of us are probably not as popular to the extent of celebrities, but we are still judged by our friends or even by the people we make eye contact with across from the street. Technology's ability to broadcast and share our lives with the world is similar to the experience Truman faces in Seahaven. Throughout the movie, viewers recognize a growing discrepancy between Truman's personal thoughts and the way that he presents himself to others. On the outside, he seems to be happy and carefree with his everyday lives and actions, but on the inside, he is actually really sad.
Don't you ever get antsy? Itchy feet?
Where's there to go?
BG.
Like Truman, we often have multiple sides to ourselves, our online and offline persona. But why do we create an online persona in the first place? Perhaps we are not content with our offline selves, so we resort to social media and the internet to create an unrealistic persona of ourselves. And let's be honest, the Instagram posts are not accurate representations of our lives. Unfortunately, social media in modern society has become closely correlated to depression and mental health challenges as people are involved in a never-ending search for gratification and acceptance. It's kind of crazy how The Truman Show, a show made in the 1990s, reflects so much of our daily lives. Despite the movie's dark portrayal of technology's impact, the final scene where Truman enters the door into the outer world signifies that it is not too late for people to gain control over their own lives. In the end, technology is the product of human desires and ambitions, and it is our own responsibility to find a sustainable balance within the reality that we live in. So think about it, and let me ask you, how do you want yours to end?
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.